put a message behind the film that you were involved in without you knowing?
Absolutely, and that's one of the most nefarious things about this whole thing.
We are looking at fraud in the inducement to contract. Obviously, they agreed to do a film about a desert warrior, not about any anti-Muslim propaganda. We're also looking into causes of action based on intentional infliction of emotional distress and for defamation, for placing them in a false light and making it seem as though they agree with the film.
One aspect of the case attorney Grace Ayers is investigating is why cheaply paid novice American actors with Anglo looks were cast in Arabic roles.
I would not have cast me. Among other things, I had blue eyes.
Is there any research or investigation into Sam Basile and the fact that he might have intentionally brought in Americans to cause this hatred toward Americans, this anti-American sentiment that's going on around the world?
Absolutely. We are looking into all possible motivations of his, but we do know that he was speaking Arabic on the set with the director, and that he quite possibly may have an anti-American agenda.
Here we have people being killed. You have an uprising now against Americans across the world, throughout the Muslim world. Do you think that's fair that one person does that, one film does that, one group does that?
Yeah, I think it's fair that when John Brown stood up at Harper's Ferry and told the truth about the Civil War and freeing the blacks, I think that's fair.
What does that have to do with insulting Muslims?
Can I answer this? I'm not insulting Muslims.
That's what this film did.
I don't. You know what? Muhammad insulted himself.
I like being hit between the eyes with a board. I mean, it was one thing, and then you wake up and you find out that the world's falling apart because of something this man did that you participated in. It's embarrassing. It's sad. It's terribly sad.
You were duped.
We were all duped.
Craig joins me live here in L.A. What are the actors looking for with this lawsuit? Are they looking for money damages from this guy?
No, the most important thing to them is to clear their names. They want the world to know, especially the Muslim world, to know that they were duped, that this film doesn't represent their views, and if they had known that this was the nature of the film, none of these actors would have been involved in it.
So what about the industry itself? Are there any guidelines to prevent, you sign on to do Gone with the Wind, you end up in a porno. Is there any guidelines?
Well, at least in a porno, you kind of get the picture after a couple of minutes. But this, we checked that there are no guidelines, and there are so many actors who are desperate for work these days that they're easy prey for these unscrupulous producers.
We'll call her Janet, Middle Eastern descent, an American Muslim. Janet, why did you trust this man?
Because I applied for the job as an actress, and I applied on Craigslist, and I went to what I thought was a legitimate casting call, and I was offered what I thought was a legitimate part in a historical feature.
And when you found out the reality, I wonder, obviously we're protecting your identity now. How frightened are you?
I'm extremely frightened for my life and for the other actors involved. I'm scared, I'm ashamed, and I'm deeply embarrassed.
And what about your own family with its Middle Eastern roots? Do they fault you at all?
People who know me know that this film is the absolute opposite of anything that I would have willingly participated in. So people who know me know the kind of person that I am and what I actually believe in. And this film in no way represents any beliefs that I hold.
The lead attorney representing the actors, Jeffrey Steinberger, joins us via Skype. He's on vacation in Central America. Jeffrey, welcome. Can you sue this Sam Basile?
I can certainly do that very well, Geraldo. I'm sure you know that. I could sue him for intentional infliction. I could sue him for defamation. I could sue him for slander, breach of contract. I could sue him for a whole load of stuff. I could sue him for doing a crap film. I could sue him for scaring the hell out of every single one of my clients. Whether I'm going to collect money from him, it's a whole different story. But my clients aren't really here for money. They're here for vindication. They are sorry. They are ashamed that they did this thing and they didn't get any answers from their director and their filmmaker, and it ended up on the editing floor. What they thought was going to be an educational film, what they thought was going to be historical. Some of them were just bit players. Some of them were just extras. They ended up being edited out and edited in to a whole anti-Muslim thematic that this lunatic Nakala had. It's absolutely insane. And we will get him. We will litigate. We will be filing next Friday a summons and complaint and serving him through, we're going to try and attempt to serve him through his criminal lawyer, who's handling the federal investigation of this matter. Geraldo, you just have to know, my clients, you just heard them on tape. It's been a frenzy for them. They go outside, they're looking at it over their shoulder, they get death threats, they're walking around, they don't know what's going to happen to their friends, families, people that they're with. They get emails that tell them they're going to die, that the Islamic extremists are really going to look for them. I mean, it's been a heyday for them that they regret the fact to themselves that they were actors. And on their shoulders, they feel bad that our 2 heroic Navy SEALs are dead. Our great ambassador in Libya, Chris Stevens, is dead, and a high-ranking state official is dead. We will get him. We will make sure that we will sue him.
Good.
We will make sure also that our actors are protected.
All right, good, Jeffrey Steinberg. Thank you very much. Janet, take care of yourself, really. I appreciate you having the courage to come on.